Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is Rayge, and we're back today with a huge Dark Dimension 7 update. So I'm very pleased and excited to say, guys, that I'll be starting Dark Dimension 7 here pretty shortly. And again, being free to play myself, it's awesome to see that even being an engaged player, being free to play, you can actually start Dark Dimension 7 within 3 months of the gear being available for us to farm. So it's definitely been a journey of focusing in specific materials and resources in the store. But as well, I want to go through my video today, guys, a new situation that has arisen in terms of what that could look like in terms of constraints. So there is a big dilemma here actually that hinders me from starting Dark Dimension 7, and I'm hoping to get your guys' insight as well. So having said that, let's get right to it. First and foremost, for those of you that are getting to this new level 95 cap and trying to achieve this crimson gear, it is available right now in 2 areas of the game. Usually it's you can purchase directly through the gold store. It's also now available through the raid store in terms of just earning these resources as you're doing the highest level difficulty of raids, which is incursion 2, that rewards this. Having said that, they actually had a nice recent update to the raid store where you can actually use the elite raid credits now to open more of these crimson raid orbs. So just another great avenue for us to actually dive in and get additional crimson gear. This was updated in late March, but this was also added as well, the raid ranked awards. And this is actually how I've been getting a lot of materials and resources. As you can see, with my alliance being typically ranked the top 250 or top 500, you can see we're getting at least 35 to 40 orbs of these crimson. In addition to that, the gear tier 19 elevated orbs that reward the mini uniques. So obviously over time, this adds up, and every 2 weeks this gets rewarded. So that's definitely been a really big, meaningful piece of how I've been able to progress completely free to play and starting very quickly here, pretty shortly here, like I said, guys. But I'm just going to do a quick recap in terms of the gear progression. So if you guys recall, I try to do these monthly updates basically every month, right? But because we're getting so close now to starting, I did want to give you guys a quick little recap here of how we've progressed and where it's been progressing from. So this was the 1 week, and you can see, this was before any of the changes that I listed. We only got 262 catalysts, 72 origin gear, 13 of the minis, and then as well, some small bit of miasma there, because obviously with Robbie Reyes, he's going to be the first character I'm bringing in and fully upgrading all the way to gear tier 19. Hence why I want to focus on the Mystic gear. And then we fast track this to a month later, and you can see how much it's already grown thanks to the raid orb updates, right? In the rank 3 season award, we went from 262 catalysts to over 1700. The origin gear also grew exponentially in addition to the mini uniques, and they actually rewarded us with 6 additional pieces of miasma gear. So everyone should have at least 6 in their inventory, even if they have the worst RNG since the inception of crimson gear. But that's what I mean, just that little value add has been exceptionally appreciated, and just to get us one step closer to starting this phenomenal endgame content towards Mephisto and the completion of Dark Dimension 7. Now, fast track that over to 2 months. In the previous update, I wanted to give you guys a heads up in regards to where my uniques were sitting at, because I was pretty stunned by this when I reviewed it. And you can see these are some of the top tunes that are getting used in Dark Dimension 7 right now. Super Scroll himself, Black Knight, Apocalypse Vulture, Robbie Reyes, Craven, Miss Marvel / Namor, Kang the Conqueror, Kestrel, and Val. So these 10, in my honest opinion, are probably the most popular that many people bring in. But even in 2 months, guys, check this out. Look at how close we are to so many of the characters that we need, right? And remember, you need about 18 pieces per upgrade to the gear tier 19 total. And just look at how close we are. We're, basically 85-90% completed in terms of some of the top tunes here. So I think it's great that the random RNG does, actually spread out pretty well over the span of a couple months, and you can see how it's grown over time. And remember, to start Dark Dimension 7, you need 5 characters. You don't need all 10. So it's great that we're already kind of working on the tunes that follow, right? The first 3 nodes in the Dark Dimension 7 are untraded, so you can use any character or tune. Following that, it's going to be City, Global, Cosmic, and then finally it's going to give us the Legendary and then the Mythic section at the very end. So the Mythic characters, obviously it would be great to start with them, but that's kind of the dilemma I want to bring about, guys. So Now, let me show you kind of where that 2-month update was. This is an insane amount of resources, but you can pinball from this, what exactly you would be needing, right? And you can see it's actually the catalysts that were a huge constraint to get all 10 of these characters upgraded all the way to the max. And then following that, it's origin gear and then mini unique. So actually, it's the quantity of these massive amount of catalysts and origin gear that's probably going to be a big bottleneck for many folks, not the uniques, ironically. And actually, the mini uniques obviously will add up over time too, but it's really the catalyst and origin gear. So the ones that cost 200k for 10 pieces in the store, that's actually going to be probably a big setback in terms of focusing. So make sure you guys are aware of that as well. Using the Dark Dimension Planner, it's a great resource to budget and plan accordingly, so that way you are exactly on top of it and know what you're needing, what you don't require for your progression. Now let's talk about, guys, my dilemma here, which I've kind of taken a look at in terms of taking a look at what was going to be required for Apocalypse and Super Scroll. So it's been already speculated and confirmed many times over that Apocalypse and Super Scroll are basically needed in the first 3 nodes if you don't want to have an extremely difficult time. And what I mean by that, guys, is like spending at least, triple or quadruple the normal attacks you would be needing. So take a look at this, right? This is an ideal 5-piece team, 5-member team that you would be using in the city section. And you can see kind of the resources I would be needing, right? But I do want to kind of pinpoint this a little bit more so that you can see it in more detail. So this is where it's at right now, and you can see how close I am. I'm very, very close to starting. The exception, obviously, is the Prometheum, because I still need quite a few more pieces of that. And to be honest with you, I don't know about the Craven as being one of the options as well, because we still need quite a few more uniques for that. So there's a bit that we need to work on at the end of the day. But now let's compare the two here, where we're just honing in on mutant character in Miss Marvel Hardlight versus Apocalypse, and then also a bio character like Lizard versus Super Scroll. And the reason I want to point this out, guys, is kind of the dilemma I'm in right now, because ideally in a perfect world, you want to be kind of starting with the best characters, especially the first 3 nodes, and you don't want to be, trucking through it, right? But the thing is that if you do upgrade Super Scroll and Apocalypse, you can see how much more it sets you back. So right now, if I were to get ready to enter into Dark Dimension 7, I'm pretty darn close to the point where I essentially just need the Prometheum for Miss Marvel Hardlight. And then, like I said, outside Craven's unique, I could probably slot in another skill character. I can get started pretty much in a week or 2 here. But if I were to pivot and change gears here to Apocalypse and Super Scroll, you can see how much more resources I need. More specifically, the mini uniques and the origin gear are going to be a big issue here, as you can see. I'm not sure why I have the 191 minis duplicate there. Apologies, guys. But you can see, right? There's quite a few more mini uniques that's required. The origin gear you can obviously buy over time, but I mean, it's just a really big differential here in the resources needed. And again, each piece of those minis costs 400k as well, and you still need them to drop, and the orbs are limited, so it would take a bit more time. That, or we're refreshing the store constantly in order to get this done, right? But yeah, that's kind of the messaging here, guys. I mean, I've always kind of documented that it's important to be strategic in your store purchases. We've seen that both Catalyst and Origin Gear are a bigger concern than we've seen previously beforehand. The uniques will be okay. And again, Scroll and Apocalypse seem essential in the first 3 nodes. So let me know what you guys think below. Should I be going for Super Scroll and Apocalypse, or should I pivot to do a more cheaper combination such as Miss Marvel Hardlight or Lizard? As you can see, the differential here and obviously the resources, but this is going to be a big factor in setting you back as well for the start of the city section. So keep in mind too, maybe the time that's saved as well could be detrimental for our progression, right? Like, for example, if you're finishing the first 3 nodes very quickly with both Scroll and Apocalypse, then you're playing the waiting game. Conversely, if you're spending more time using Miss Marvel Hardlight and Lizard going through the beginning first 3, then they're going to be ready back to back in the city section. So it's definitely catch-22 in my honest opinion. But yeah, that's the position I'm in right now, guys. I haven't pulled the trigger on anything, but I am kind of curious what you guys think and what your game plan is as well. But yeah, the great announcement here is that we're going to be starting Dark Dimension 7 very soon here, and I'm excited to get started and work towards and document that. But I'm eager to hear back from you guys what you think. Should I go the Super Scroll Apocalypse route? Should I be patient and wait for those resources, or should I get started in Dark Dimension 7? What is your game plan? Let me know what you think in comments below, guys. As always, do appreciate your time, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.